Hello everyone. Welcome back to the final card review for Magic the Gathering in the Urza's Destiny set. Today we're talking about Rofellos, Llanowar, Emissary. Now I don't know if that's Lilmac or Llanowar. I'm not sure. I always pronounce it with a double L, but maybe it's like Lloyd, right? Lloyd? I don't remember. I think it's Llanowar, but it's got the double L. So, Llanowar Emissary. Let me know in the comments below. Is it Llanowar or Llanowar? I'm not sure. Anyway, Llanowar Emissary, Rofellos, is a legendary elf druid. It's a 2/1, and it costs 2 green mana. Very cheap. And it's got a very powerful mana dork ability. Tap. Add green mana for each forest you control. Wow, that's powerful, especially for only 2 mana. That is very powerful. And that's all it does. It's just a crazy mana dork in your command zone. And with that being said, this is our very first banned commander that we're talking about. Now, I don't know if Rofellos was the first commander to be banned from the commander format. I just know that since we're going in the order of when sets came out, and then from there I do them alphabetically, this is just the first one we've gotten to that is banned. Now, banning cards will change, it will fluctuate. Some cards will be banned, some cards will be unbanned as the game continues. That is all up to the rules committee. I am under the mindset of, as long as you talk to your players about it and you have that Rule Zero discussion, I personally have nothing against playing banned cards because my group is very casual, we're very laid back, we're just here to play and have fun. And the whole concept of the Eternal format that is Commander is being able to play with all the cards that Wizards of the Coast has printed. That also includes uncards from the Unhinged set, from the Unglued set. And I did talk about that when I did I think it was Unhinged. I think it was Unhinged or Unglued. I did talk about that. Those cards are technically, by the rules, banned from the Commander format. And that is because of the set they're in. But I have no problem with people playing with banned cards as long as they are, straightforward and be like, hey, I have a couple banned cards, it's this and this. However, this is the first non-unset regular card, I guess we'll call it, that is banned. But it falls under that same category, If you want to play with this card as your commander, go for it. You're going to probably get targeted very quickly because you're going to be ramping very fast if this is your commander. So bear that in mind. But I don't see anything wrong with playing with banned cards. Just as long as you're not being too oppressive. Like, again, for me, I'm here to have a good experience at the table, and so sometimes that means that there's an arch enemy that we have to team up against. Go for it. Why not? I see no harm in it, and I think you should play with what you want. But that's just my hot take. Speaking of hot takes and becoming an arch enemy quickly at the table, since this is going to be banned, let's just guarantee that all the cards, because you're not just going to have forests in your mono green deck, you're going to have other non-basic green lands in your deck, but if we make them all forests, then that's even better, because now, no matter what happens, Rofellos will be tapping for mana like crazy with Yavimaya Cradle of Growth in the deck. The deck that I am putting Rofellos in is just an elf tribal deck. It's got cool elf lords. This what you're looking at right here focuses a lot on the elf token aspect of the deck, but a lot of elf support, a lot of elf synergy, lords, tokens, you name it. Just traditional mono green elf shenanigans. A popular deck idea on EDH Rec is like a land deck, and you could do like landfall maybe even, but really it's just making a lot of mana and doing a lot of cool things with them. So Staff of Domination is a very powerful card. I am not a fan of infinite combos, but Staff of Domination with a lot of mana could be something that you could do a lot of things with. If you put the infinite mana in the deck, then yes, you can do a lot of stuff with Staff of Domination. But without the infinite combo even, it's still very, very powerful artifact to have. So make a lot of mana and do a lot of stuff with it. Very cool. And then lastly, I was trying to think of something janky to do with this commander, and I had a hard time. I was like, what's the opposite of lands? Land destruction. So mono green land destruction? Weird. Really weird. And you want to be sacrificing your own lands to get advantage as well with things like crop rotation to like really ramp up so you can make a lot of mana. The only downside to this deck is mono green land destruction is not really that popular. There are some cards that exist that you can do some crazy shenanigans that with mono green, and I really wish that I had prepped that for this video now that I'm talking about it. But there is one there's one combo that really I love, and I have a whole deck around it, but it's very, very rude. Very rude. Very scummy is the word. Oh gosh, I don't think I can. I don't even think I can think of the name because I didn't prep it in advance. But I do have a mono green like 60 card deck, and it is all about mono green land destruction. However, in 60 card formats, you can have 4 copies of a card, so very easy to do. However, I do have a deck, and it does revolve around 2 cards. I believe there's a green sorcery called Splinter. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. Yes, a mono green sorcery called Splinter that came out in Kamigawa. It's exile target artifact. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for all cards with the same name as that artifact and exile them. Then that player shuffles. So what you do is you play cards that can turn a land into an artifact. And there are a couple out there. There are a couple cards out there that can turn a land into an artifact. And then what you do is you cast Splinter on that land, like a basic land, maybe like an island, a forest, a swamp, anything of your opponent's. And what you do is you're essentially going to exile that one land on the battlefield and every other land of the same name in the opponent's library, essentially leaving them with only the non-basic lands and any of the basic lands they already have in play. Now, if they're playing with multiple colors, you're going to only get rid of one of those land types, plus, and they'll have whatever else they have in play. So bear that in mind. But mono green is also really good at getting cards from your graveyard back on top of your library or into your hand. So if you have that shenanigan in there, then you can put Splinter back onto your hand or on top of your library and draw it, and then do it again. So very oppressive, very scummy combination. Aside from that combination, though, and a few land destruction mono green cards, there's not a lot out there. But I think it would be interesting to see what future mono green destruction, land destruction could have in this format. Now, again, that's another one that land destruction is kind of a no-no in this game. And to some extent, I do agree with that. But also, the cards are there for a reason. The cards are there to be played with. So just know that if you play with a lot of these strategies, you will be the arch enemy at the table. But I kind of find that fun. That kind of makes the fun of the game is like, sure, I'm going to splinter or destroy someone's land, but now I have 2 other players who are going to join up and attack me because I'm clearly the threat at the table and I need to get taken care of. So the game does balance itself out, I think. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. That's going to do it for Rofellos, Llanowar Emissary. Loves nature, loves making mana, and loves forests. However, it is a banned card, so bear that in mind. This is the first of the not silver bordered cards that is banned that we've done for this video. And some people don't like the silver bordered cards, so they don't play with them. Some people don't like the black bordered cards that are banned in Commander. So just double check with your group before you play with this as your commander, or even in your deck. Maybe you put in the 99. Just make sure it is clarified with your table, because it is banned from the format. So just, have the Rule Zero conversation. It's a good conversation to have, especially when you're playing with new players or with new decks. It's always a good conversation to have, especially if it's in a group that like you are comfortable and you have like a routine with. It's always good to just double check from time to time. So that's going to do it for this commander. That's going to do it for Urza's Destiny set. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified when the set review comes out, because that's the next video. And thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!